Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play GG Aleste for the Sega Game Gear. We are now on round 3. When you start, you'll have some turrets to shoot down, then you'll have those ship halves coming at you. Here's a chance to get D, as well as some more power chips. And we now have these mechs. These little Gundams with the blue lasers will show up from the sides. You want to make sure you take them down too. You want to minimize as many ships as you have on screen, so that way it makes things a little bit easier. Also, as good a weapon as D is for a place like this, it is really easy to mess up even with the D secondary weapon, to mess up with the defensive shield secondary weapon. And I will eventually switch to the homing missile, especially when I'm dealing with all these enemies and these little things on the sides that are creating those force fields. As long as you destroy one of the things creating those green force fields, the force field will go down. You don't have to destroy both. So keep that in mind. Makes it a little easier to take care of enemies and do a lot of crowd control. I do get a chance to get the defensive weapon back, but I stick with H the whole time because every single time I switched back from homing to defensive, like I almost did here, like I could have done here, I end up getting my butt kicked. So you're better off just getting the homing missile, if you don't have it already, the homing shot, and just sticking with it the whole rest of the way. Just the whole stage. You'll be glad you did, especially when you're facing things like these missiles that come down from the top of the screen, the force fields, the Gundam enemies with the tiny blue lasers that can somehow get around the defensive shield of the D weapon. These big mechs that come off the trains and are eventually going to be vulnerable once they get big enough. These turrets, these groups of 8 ships that fade in and out and then eventually start flying around, surrounding you. The enemies that come back from behind. Yes, those enemies that come from behind from the first 2 stages are back here too. Just make sure you're aware of your surroundings and just keep as many enemies off the screen as possible. Just do the best crowd control you possibly can. And here's the boss. It's this train. You want to stay to the side so that way you don't get hit by all these mortar shots. If you have D, you can take these shots out, but I just stick to the side just to be safe anyway. Even with D. And once the train stops and gets this big, you can shoot at it. These little spider-like things will come out from the sides. You want to take those out because as soon as you're lined up with them, they will both try to come at you in a pincer attack. Thankfully, you can easily take out one of them. Also, I now have arrow shots because I picked up enough P-chips. Keep picking up those P-chips. They'll do you a lot of good. Especially against this boss. And we are now at round 4. Which now takes place in some sort of city, I would imagine. But we'll be tackling that in the next video. So join me next time where we head to round 4. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!